Rivalry in primetime Thursday when Dak and the Cowboys traveled to New York to face the Giants. Dallas coming off a tough loss to the Ravens. They did come back in the end, but it wasn't enough. Now sitting at 1-2. The G-men have the same record, but coming off a quality win over the Browns, giving them a little life. Here's Micah Parsons.
You know, I feel like as a competitor, like, at some point you got to be prideful enough to say, hey, like, I'm not going to allow this to happen to me. Like, I just feel like some people are just allowing them to keep getting smacked in the face. Like, when are you going to stand up?
All right, according to our friends at ESPN Bet, Dallas is the heavy favorite to win the Thursday night football matchup against their division rival, the Giants. Dallas hasn't lost to New York since the 2021 season, winning their last 6 meetings. All right, Mad Dog, you know this one's personal. Do you give the Giants a shot versus the Dallas Cowboys?
You'd have to, and I take the 5.5. First off, short week, long travel. Secondly, last time Dallas played at the Giants last year, opening week, they won 40-0. That's going to be fresh in the Giants' minds. Giants should be 2-1. They should have beaten Washington in week 2. And maybe Washington's a little better than we thought after we saw them on Monday night. Neighbors is a big-time player. Jones is playing a little better. Burns woke up and played a pretty good game last week, as you know, with the strip sack that he had against Watson. Listen, if my life was on the line and points were involved, I probably would have to take the Cowboys. But if you're going to tell me that there's no way the Giants can win, that's a bunch of nonsense. The Giants could win this game. I don't know if they will, but this is going to be a competitive game. You know Dable's going to show highlights of week 1 last year until the cows come home and on a loop in the locker room. Something you used to do with the coach. I never worked with you, but it might work with Dable.
That's right. That don't work.
But I do think the Giants will be competitive here against the Cowboys. Got a chance to win the game.
No chance. No chance. If the Cowboy, you just heard what Micah Parsons said. Something about you got to have some pride that you say this isn't going to happen to me anymore. And to your point, they beat them by 40. They should go in with the mindset, I'm going to beat you by 40 again, because that's the reality of what they should do. The matchup makes the fight, right? This fight, the Cowboys have struggled stopping the run. They should be able to stop the Giants. If you circle Neighbors, circle him. Don't let him get off. Don't let him have a big day. Make sure you keep him under wraps. Force Jones to beat you some other way or with the run game. And here's the other thing. We beat up the Cowboys defense, and rightfully so. But some of us got to go to the Cowboys offense. They don't start fast. They have not given their team the lead and a commanding lead. They've been down 14 twice already this season. At some point, Dak and this offense has to take this thing, by the horns and go make some plays early, and then let that defense play with the ears pinned back and go get people. It's got to be balanced football. But the Cowboys, this is a massive game for the Cowboys because, again, they got a tough schedule coming after this. They need to, especially division opponents, they need to beat this team up and show who they are as the Cowboys. I don't think the Giants have any chance.
Well, listen, I'm not going to say they don't have any chance, but it's by default. It's because I think the Dallas Cowboys are an accident waiting to happen. Let's get that out the way. Now, certainly when you look at the New York Giants, it's really about Neighbors. I mean, this brother can play. He's something special, okay?
See, the thing that frustrates me, like, as just an avid viewer, okay, the Cowboys are 100% scared of the Giants. What the Giants did last week with Malik Neighbors, the way that he just balled out, should 100% put fear in the Cowboys' heart. The Cowboys absolutely, while they closed out the game really strongly against the Ravens, they 100% should have lost. They deserved to lose that game, right? And they did. The way the Giants' momentum is right now, coming off of a upset victory over the Browns, and I get it, the Browns are at a very bad spot right now. But to come up off that upset victory off the Browns with Malik Neighbors looking absolutely dynamic. Daniel Jones didn't look great the first 2 weeks, but absolutely took a step forward in Game 3. I 100% feel like I don't think people are giving the Giants enough credit. And I do feel like tonight, it could be upset alert. It could seriously be upset alert. And I want that. I really do. I want to. I want. I want people to see like, hey, the Cowboys, while they are, while they have like an amazing roster, and they are the better team than the Giants. I'll be interested to kind of see, how the world kind of reacts to the Giants absolutely pushing the Cowboys like they will. Like I guess I really can't 100%, confirm, shall I say? I really can't confirm if they will absolutely push the Cowboys tonight, but I really do feel like the Cowboys are 100% taking the Giants serious. Like I think people are sleeping on the Giants a little bit. Like I don't think the Giants are like this amazing team, right? That's going to go make a playoff push, but they are a team that can play spoiler for a potential playoff team, in the Cowboys, who I believe are a good team, or at least they're a good roster. The Cowboys just has the tendency, even with like a good roster, they have the tendency to kind of not play the game as great as you would expect, And I think this year it does feel a little different, and I'm not sure it's because Dan Quinn's gone. And I know everybody kind of expected Mike Zimmer to come in there and be able to uphold kind of the similar things that Dan Quinn was able to, but I was kind of iffy on that, just simply because I think Mike Zimmer, I think he has some really good defenses with the Vikings as well, but it's been a little minute since he's been in the game, and I don't remember if his defenses were all that great kind of towards the end of his time with the Vikings. I just think that the Cowboys are super reliant on what Dak Prescott can bring to them, and I almost wonder if Dak Prescott isn't a bit of a, putting all that pressure on Dak Prescott. I almost wonder if the Cowboys are falling into a trap there. I think Dak Prescott could be really good. It's just it takes a second with a quarterback like that. With Dak in particular, who normally plays amazing in the regular season, right? Like midway through the regular season, you're like, this is an MVP candidate, Kind of tapers off towards the end of the regular season, and then he goes into the playoffs, and he's a different quarterback. But I think that the Giants, I don't think people were giving the Giants enough credit going into this game, and I think that is dangerous. I think the Giants 100% can absolutely push the Cowboys to the brink tonight. And I know Cowboys fans won't want to hear it, but they could be in a world of trouble if they lose tonight, because they'll be 1-3, and teams that are 1-3, they don't have a high probability of making the playoffs, right? And that could put you in danger, especially with the Commanders looking better than I think people expected. The Eagles are kind of in the same realm as the Cowboys. I do feel like the Eagles are a little bit better, but they're kind of in that same realm of like, it seems a little suspect, And then you got the Giants, who no one believes in, right? So they're just playing with house money. So, you fall down to 1-3, but then again, this division is all over the place. Like no team ever really runs away with this division, so maybe they wouldn't be screwed, but it's just a process. So it'd be cool to see. I can't wait for this game tonight, and I will be watching it just like everybody else.